Welcome back, Star Wars Vintage fans, subscribers. Let's have a look at these guys. These are the Bespin playsets, Vintage Bespin playsets that they wish they had made in the 3 3/4 inch line. Obviously it's very tricky because the 3 3/4 inch figures are so big. To make playsets of this scale for just like single scenes would have been very difficult. And I think that often when they were making their playsets, you need to make one that had a ton of figures that could associate with it and play with it and whatever, so that would help sell the figures. Whereas with these ones, it was very difficult because there's only a couple of dudes in each. The freeze chamber may be different, but these ones, there's only a couple of people that will fit in each scene, so it's hard to sell figures for that, isn't it? But anyway, let's have a look. So this is waffling on already. This is the Star Wars Vintage Micro Collection, and these are the Bespin, the full run of the Bespins. They made 3 playsets. You got the control room, the Bespin Gantry, and the freeze chamber. Now these are really cool. I love these things. Like I said before, my Hoth video, each playset, they're not that playable, but each playset has got a little gimmick, which is kind of just something that happened in that scene in the movie, which is really cool. They were targeted at adult collectors and older kids. This is why I believe they sort of didn't hit the mark that much, and this line didn't go too far. There was only the Hoths, the Bespins, Death Stars, and a couple of vehicles, which I'll get through all videos as well. I've got most of them on hand, so I'll do videos of them while I've got them. But yeah, they weren't that well received. I believe obviously everyone's got a million 3 3/4 inch figures, playsets, vehicles at the time, and then they release these, they don't kind of mesh in, and unlike, I believe the Hoth ones, you can kind of put them in the background and they still look cool with the 3 3/4 inch ones in the forefront. The other ones not so much, but let's have a look anyway. I do think that standalone, these are fantastic and they're great value. You can pick most of them up for, I don't know, near on $100 Australian, just over $100 Australian for complete sets with boxes. They're very affordable. It's because they're not ultra mint. They're hard to find ultra mint. Ultra mint, they do command a premium, but get a few paint chips here and there, you can get them at great prices. So look, let's have a look at the Bespin control room. We'll start here, and yeah, I'll just quickly go through the little quirk that came with each one. And yeah, so this one came with 4 figures. There's a couple of Luke Bespins and a couple of Vaders. Now these ones I've got, unfortunately or fortunately, they're still sealed in their bags, so I can't really show them very well. But the 4 figures that are pictured there, I'll probably do a bit closer of that. They're the 4 pictures that came with this playset. 2 Vaders and like I said, 2 Luke Bespins. So the gimmick that came with this one, this is a scene where Vader's just using the Force and launching all kinds of pieces of rubbish from around Bespin, blocks and all kinds of pieces at Luke, trying to put him off. And Luke starts looking a little bit silly and he's missing with a saber and hitting his side, and he ends up getting launched through that window. So this has actually got a pretty cool little ejector seat. Now it's meant to come, this one's not complete unfortunately, it's meant to come with 2 little windows with a jagged break in the middle on a swivel, and when you hit this little lever here, it pushes this trap door here through the window and it launches this Luke who's backpedaling with a saber. It launches that Luke through the window opens up and the figure falls on the ground and gets another paint chip, which is another bit of a design flaw with these things. They're not playable. But anyway, that's the cool little feature of this one, it launches Luke through the window. So I mean, look, it would have been hard to make a massive playset just for that one little thing. That's why these are cool. They capture a little small scene in each movie. So that's all really that one's got. The next one is pretty cool. This is Gantry. Now the boxes are all really cool. They're just like show a picture with a toy, like most. The micros don't have a kid with them or anything like that. A lot of the 3 3/4 inch have a kid playing with a toy or whatever. They're just the toy on the micro series, and they're taking beautiful pictures of them. They look really nice. Anyway, I'll waffle on the Gantry. So the Gantry's cool. It comes with 2 Vaders and 2 Lukes again. I don't have the, I've got the 2 Lukes, but I don't have the correct Vaders to go with this one. And this one's supposed to have also a little rod here, which is the iconic scene when Luke Vader, they had their little lightsaber fight all the way up to the end here. I'm going to be really careful because these figures are actually quite nice. They had the lightsaber fight all the way to the end there, and Vader's obviously got him beat down, and he's holding onto that stick, and he slices his arm off, and there's actually one of the Lukes, he's actually missing a hand and he's tucking on, so that's meant to stand up there and hang on to that bar. You can also hang off that little rail at the bottom, the little ring sort of thing underneath that. Now one of the figures is super cool, and it's obviously the one I don't have, which sucks, but it's the one with Vader, the iconic scene with Vader with his arm up, join me Luke, together to rule the universe as father and son. That figure is missing from this, but it's an iconic scene, so it's cool that they recreated it with a little mini playset. This one, the feature's pretty dodgy. It's got an opening door here, and this rotates, this little swivel here rotates, so I've never got that one. I think you're supposed to have, it's supposed to be like a rotating saber thing. like that, like Luke's supposed to strike Vader on a saber. I've always reckoned that one's pretty dodgy. This is probably my least favourite of all the micro ones. I mean, the scene's iconic, but just the what it does, the little gimmick that comes with it is pretty poor, a little spinning thing like that. Having said that, I don't know what they could have done. So I can't complain too much. And I do really like this entire set. It's really cool. Now let's move to the main one, the freeze chamber. Now this is obviously, if there was one they could have released, this would have been it. Very iconic scene, obviously the end of Empire. The Empire wins this round, don't they? They freeze Han. That block he comes out frozen. That block hits the ground, and that chilling noise that just sends a chill through my spine. Even watching it now, the music they crank and designed for that movie, orchestrated for that movie, is unbelievable. At the end of that scene, it almost has me tears every single time. It's incredible. Anyway, again, I'll waffle on. I love that movie. You can't really beat it, can you? Well, you can, and you hope, but they're bloody close. Anyway, this is the carbon freeze chamber. So this comes with 8 figs. You got a couple of Stormies, Lando and a Lobot, and then you got another Vader, and then this is the only Fett that was available in the micro collection. Cool little Fett, beautiful, just resting there with his gun in hand, waiting for Carbonite to find out if Han lives or dies, because there's no use to him dead, is he, for the bounty. Then you got 2 more figs. It comes with Han in shackled up, ready to be frozen, and then I'll show you the world's greatest magic trick, which will bring you the micro Han Carbonite. So it's actually got this is the quirk on this one. It's actually fantastic. So you insert both figures into it. It's got a rotating sort of mini record thing inside it. So I've obviously got them both in there already. You push down, and you see Han get lowered down as everyone is in disbelief. Then you put the little chamber there. Just cover it up. Now you can actually see from the rear. There's a door there that shows the figure where you can line it up. So you know exactly when you've spun Han around enough. I mean, you do it enough times, you know it takes like a half turn sort of thing. So you spin around, but then when you see when you got the other hand right in front of you like that, the civilian hand about to be frozen, you lift it up and it fits through the gap and it clicks. And you get a click, and it clicks in, and look at that, beautiful Han Carbonite. Now I'm not going to drop him down to recreate the scene because I'll put another bloody paint chip in that Carbonite figure, but I'll pull it out and I'll show you. It's a really cool block. Really cool Carbonite block micro figure. I really like it personally, and it's not like the movie. Obviously the movie one, he's this one he's like kind of like that, hand over hand. I like that. I really like the little Carbonite block, very cool. Anyway, I love that little quirk. That's brilliant. You can actually freeze Han in micro format. Other than that, there's not much to it. There's a stairs and a ramp, and there's another little elevator here which you can bring a figure up. But that's all she wrote with regards to the functionality on here. But look, that's well worth it. That little spinning Carbonite spinner is magic. And like the Hoth ones, you can join these up. So I think there are 2 configurations that they recommend. There's several configurations, but A and B is the one that I've got on the box. And which one shall I do? I'm going to go with B because I like B. So we've got, how did I used to do it? I think I used to do this one. And these stairs are pretty cool. They can go in a couple of spots. So you can have these stairs like that. So they're straight. Or different. No, actually I've got them in the wrong one, haven't I? Goofball. The stairs go up. And there goes another chip in these figures. So their stairs marry up there. So they match there. So they can cruise up there. And then this goes over here, isn't it? Clip that one in there. So obviously you can have, there's several little configs you can have with that. But it's pretty cool how they attach. It's a little bit of gimmick. These stairs can be moved too. You can move them from there. They clip out easy enough, I believe. Just going to get the right angle. Just being so gentle with those pegs, that's why it's taking me a while, otherwise I could strip them out. They go here too. And you can have them up, pointing up to something else. This Bespin set is awesome. Like I said, it probably would have been impossible to do for them to have done this in the large figure range, but I'm glad they did in a way. These are cool, man. If you don't have any of these, or you've never seen them, never owned them, grab one, eh? You'll love them, mate. The Hoth, I prefer the Hoth ones to these. I gave the Hoths all 10s, man, 10 out of 10. These I'm going to give kind of probably a 9, and the only reason I'll drop that level down a little bit from the Hoth is they don't really amalgamate and mix in well with the 3 3/4 inch on display. And I know for me, I can't afford to just have a micro series collection shelf. You know, I'll have one or two something to integrate with my other things. But I don't think they kind of look great. You put this next to a twin plug cloud car, 3 3/4 inch Cloud Car Pilots and Landos and Lobots, and they don't look great. That's my only little thing. But if you got room, you got a room for a whole cabinet of just the micro collection. Get them all. You can get the whole run. So bloody cheap. The Hoths, the Bespins, the Death Stars, and the vehicles. You can pick up the whole run for probably, I don't know, 1,000, maybe $2,000 max, dead mint, everything. Why wouldn't you if you got the space? They're beautiful, beautiful little collector's items and display items. Not for play, as is evident with the chips and stuff that you can get on them quite easily, but they're phenomenal, phenomenal display pieces. So I would recommend them heavily if you've got space. They're not, like I said, they're great value. Just space is a killer for me. I don't have that. I don't just collect Star Wars. I collect bloody everything now, and I just haven't got space for everything. That's the killer. You got to pick and choose. And fortunately, I don't choose you guys, but I do like you. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll get back to some more 3 3/4 inch stuff, as well as some other Transformers and other toys. So keep watching, guys. I've got some very, very cool stuff coming up. I've got a series of giveaways coming up, but that's in another month or so. I'll announce that. So thank you very much, guys. Keep watching. I'm just growing, and I'm just starting to get some really killer stuff out there. So thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed already, just hit the button, man. It costs you nothing, and you'll see more content. You'll be notified, and you won't miss out on any toys I have coming up. And I get some bloody cool stuff, as you know. Bring it on, guys. Thank you.